Mhm. So, you know, if students find history boring due to the problems of memorizing that, and some are there like, who will read history? It's all about the dates. So this notion is totally wrong because history is a very interesting subject and it has a very important concept that let us know that what had happened in the past and how we have evolved from the past. So, what does actual history means? So, what is history? History is certainly about the changes that takes place over time. So जितनी भी चीजें हम मतलब हम लोग के आने से पहले हुई हैं, वो सारे इवेंट्स, सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स, वो सारी इवेंट्स को ही हम हिस्ट्री कहते हैं. और हिस्ट्री टेल्स अस हाउ पीपल हैव चेंज देमसेल्व्स विद टाइम एंड हाउ थिंग्स वर इन द पास्ट. मतलब हमारे पीछे क्या क्या चीजें थी और उन सब चीजों से हटकर आज हमारे सामने क्या क्या परिवर्तन हुए हैं, तो वो सब हिस्ट्री है. मतलब जितने भी पास्ट में इवेंट्स हुए हैं, कई बैटल्स हुए हैं, कुछ कुछ how many events have taken place in the past, and those all are considered as their history because they let us know that what had happened in the past when we were not born. So history is like that. And and you know, living in the world, we do not always ask historical questions. Being a history student also, train were built. So you know, we take things for granted. मतलब जो चल रहा है वो चल रहा है, जैसे चल रहा है वो हमें आराम से मिल गया है, तो हम इसलिए उन्हें पूछते नहीं है. बट यू नो, these are the actual things that tells us that what has happened in the history, and those people have worked a lot for us that we are getting these things in a very easy manner. So that's about the history. Can we go on the another slide? So, do we always ask historical questions to our elders or to ourselves? No. What does this figure say? The picture here given as Lipton tea might be an idea in our head that the, this figure is about the tea, or this advertisement is telling about the best brand of tea. What questions come into your mind looking at the picture? So, for different students, there can be different views, and that is what and that is what an innovative mind does. If you're looking at the picture and if everybody has the same notion about the same picture, then it will not be interesting. So you know, one one has to have different concepts so that everyone is aware about what the other person thinks. So here is an example of advertisement, that is Lipton tea. So the old advertisements has always helped us understand how markets for new products were created and new tastes were popularized. And this advertisement is of the year 1922, and it was advertised for Lipton tea that suggests that royalty all over the world is associated with this tea. So it's the brief description about this advertisement. And if we look at the background, there we can see, or you can see that outer wall of an Indian palace, while in the background we can see that a he is the third he is the third son of Queen Victoria, who is sitting on the horse, and his name is Prince Arthur, who was given the title Duke of Connaught. So the Prince Arthur was also known as Duke of Connaught, and he was the third son of Queen Victoria. So you know, if we conclude from this advertisement, we can conclude that this Lipton tea is telling about the royalty, as in the background of the mirror there is a wall of Indian palace. Now moving on to next, we can't say that people have started drinking tea on the same one fine day. Means sipping a cup of tea is not possible for all the people to have on one day. So people have developed a taste for it over time. So there can be no one clear date for a process such as this. Or we can't say that the British rule was started on a single day. We never know when the Britishers arrived in India and they started ruling our country. We only know the major events about them. So all these things happened over a stretch of time, and we can only refer to a span of time, not a particular date, and approximate period over which particular change is visible. So in this span of time, there would might have been a certain important event which have taken place on an important date. So we remember those dates, but we do not exactly remember the date on which this process took place. So now here the question arises that why then do we continue to associate history with the strings of date? Can I have the slide? So this we have completed that certain events do not have precise date. Explained with the examples like there are some events in the history where we cannot define them with a particular date. मतलब मतलब हमारी अपनी लाइफ में कुछ कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती हैं जिनके लिए हम एक पर्टिकुलर डेट डिसाइड नहीं कर सकते हैं. If a child is born, then we can say that yeah, he is born on a particular date. But when he started playing, we cannot tell because this process has taken place over a long stretch of time, so we cannot define this process for a date. Second one, these events take place over a wide stretch of time where people development take time. In the previous example, I said that people started drinking tea. It would have not been possible for all the people to have tea on one fine day. So the people have developed the taste amidst the stretch of time. For example, there is drinking tea for the first time was not a one day event. None is sure about the date when people sip tea for the first time. And people have developed the taste for tea over wide span of time. So I think it's clear because we have repeated it. Please change the slide. Now, history is associated with strings of dates, while we studied some events do not have precise dates. Give reason. So, the reason for it is very history is associated with a string of dates due to following reason. Because if we are not chaining the events according to the dates, it would be very students or for the teachers to remember help of dates, and that can be the first reason why the history is always associated with strings of dates. Events that took place in 19 means we actually say that history is boring, but it's not because we can use some tricks to remember the events, and it's actually very interesting for us. So like that is memorizing all the events that took place in 1947. So if we don't have the particular date, so we can't actually know that what events have taken place in 1947. Like our India gained independence on 15 August 1947. So if that event do not have the particular date 15 August, then had then we would have never known that when India got independent. Third reason, important events like when an empire was established, कब एक साम्राज्य बना स्थापित हुआ, when a particular battle was fought, कब कौन सी लड़ाई हुई. जैसे अगर हमें ये हमने बहुत पढ़ा है कि पानीपत के 3 युद्ध हुए थे, लेकिन अगर हमें ये नहीं पता कि पानीपत का पहला युद्ध, दूसरा, तीसरा कब हुआ था, so we never know when that event has taken place. That it would be easy for us to remember those events. Had a kid, died. Next, when a king was succeeded to throne, probably his so है कि में फैमिली सक्सेशन चलता है कि अगर राजा खत्म हो गया तो उसके बेटे को गद्दी संभालने के लिए दे दी जाती है। And debates about these particular dates, and we end up associating history with a string of. Can I have the slide? Now, and if we are moving to our history textbook, we can see that historians now write about a host of other issues and other questions. They looked at how people earned their livelihood, what they produced, and at how cities developed and markets came up. मतलब क्या क्या कैसे कैसे चीजों में उन्नति हुई है, बढ़ोतरी हुई है, हम उन सब के बारे में पढ़ेंगे। हाउ किंगडम्स वर फॉर्म्ड एंड न्यू आइडियाज वर स्प्रेड, हाउ कल्चर्स एंड सोसाइटीज चेंज। उस जमाने में कैसे एक समाचार को एक जगह से लेकर दूसरे जगह तक पहुंचाया जाता था, कैसे कैसे हमारी क्या क्या संस्कृति में बदलाव आए हैं, कैसे कैसे हमारी सामाजिक व्यवस्था चेंज हुई है। now the topic comes, which dates, by what criteria do we choose a set of dates as important। हमें कैसे पता कि यही जो पर्टिकुलर डेट्स हैं वही हमारे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है। so we are the one who select these dates। The dates around which we compose our story of the past are not important on their own। कोई भी डेट्स अपनी वजह से इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं हो जाते हैं, हम उन पे एम्फेसाइज करते हैं। हमें पता हुआ था, हमें एक्चुअली वो हम ही हैं जिन्हें पता होता है कि इस पर्टिकुलर डेट पे ये इवेंट हुआ है, सो वी एम्फेसाइज ऑन दैट डेट and we declare that date as important date। So they become vital because we focus on a particular set of events as important। If our focus of study change, if we begin to look at new issues, a new set of dates will appear significant। अगर हम उस डेट को छोड़कर अगर हम नए डेट की बात करें या फिर उस पर एम्फेसाइज करें, तो जो पिछला वाला डेट था वो पीछे ही छूट जाएगा, और जिस पे हम एम्फेसाइज कर रहे हैं फिर वो इम्पोर्टेंट डेट हो जाएगा। So actually we are the one who emphasize on the date, and we are the one who actually consider that yes, these dates are important। Now, for example, in the histories written by British historians in India, the rule of each governor general was important। We know that the India has been ruled by several governor general, and each governor general rule was very important for India। So there had been lot many governor general who had ruled our India, starting with Warren Hastings and ended with the last viceroy, who was Lord Mountbatten। And if we are reading of each and every governor general, there has been several like Hastings, Wellesley, Bentinck, Dalhousie, Canning, Lawrence, Lytton, Ripon, Curzon, Harding, Irwin। So there had been so many governor general, and we actually know that India is ruled by them, and certainly there had been certain events which had taken place during their rule, so we emphasize on those dates as an important dates। And if we go back on the page first of our NCERT history textbook, there is a picture And that picture depicts that a Brahmin is offering Shastra to Britannia. Means the Brahmin is the one who is offering his Shastra to the Britannia. Means it shows that he is so willing to give over their ancient text to Britannia as if asking her to become the protector of Indian culture. Means her Britannia is so powerful that this Brahmin thinks that only he can rule on means only he can have the power on the ancient text and only he can evolve our ancient India. So here we are the one who are giving importance to these Britannians, and this is how the Britishers got the chance to curb our country. So So it was a seemingly never-ending succession of governor generals and viceroys. All the dates in these history books were linked to these personalities, to their activities, policies, achievements. जैसे हम एक राजा के बारे में पढ़ते हैं कि वो कब राजा बने, उन्होंने कितनी लड़ाइयाँ लड़ी, उनकी कितनी रानियां थी। इसी तरह हमारी इंडियन हिस्ट्री इन गवर्नर जनरल और वायसराय की एक्टिविटीज से भरी हुई है। उनकी क्या क्या एक्टिविटीज थी, उनकी क्या क्या पॉलिसीज थी, उनके क्या क्या अचीवमेंट्स थे। इट वॉज एज इफ देयर वॉज नथिंग आउटसाइड देयर लाइफ दैट वॉज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर अस टू नो। मीन्स हमें अपनी हिस्ट्री पढ़ के ऐसा लगता है जैसे इनके जीवन के बारे में पढ़ना ही हमारा मुख्य उद्देश्य है, क्योंकि इनके अलावा हमारे हम मतलब एक एक कॉमन एक कॉमन पर्सन की लाइफ कैसी हमारी हमारी हिस्ट्री में ये नहीं है। हमारे हिस्ट्री में गवर्नर जनरल्स, वायसरायज, किंग्स, क्वींस इनके बारे में है। Now, the chronology of their lives mark the different chapters of the history of British India. इनकी ही रहन सहन के बारे में पढ़ते पढ़ते हमारे ब्रिटिश इंडियन की जो ब्रिटिश हिस्ट्री है उनमें केवल इनके ही चैप्टर्स भरे हुए हैं और हमें केवल इनके बारे में ही पढ़ने को मिलता है। कैन वी नॉट राइट अबाउट द हिस्ट्री ऑफ दिस पीरियड इन अ डिफरेंट वे? How do we focus on the activities of different groups and classes in Indian society within the format of this history of governance? So the answer to this is, when we write history or a story, we divide it into chapters. So ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है ना कि हम किसी के बारे में लिखते ही चले जाएं, लिखते ही चले जाएं, लिखते ही चले जाएं और बाद में बस एक जगह उसका फिर फुल स्टॉप लगा दें। So will that be helpful? No, it will be more confusing. So here comes the point that we divide the history into chapters. And why do we do this? It is to give each chapter some coherence. हर एक चैप्टर को कुछ ना कुछ इंपॉर्टेंस दी जाती है, हर एक चैप्टर में कोई ना कोई इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट दिए जाते हैं ताकि वो हमारे लिए इजी हो उन पॉइंट्स को अच्छे से समझ। It is to tell a story in a way that makes some sense and can be followed. अगर हमें समझ ही में नहीं आएगा तो हम दूसरों को कैसे समझाएंगे? So it's for the easiness of the students, so they can learn and they can orally tell anyone about the history. In the process, we focus only on those events that help us to give shape to the story we are telling. Means it's not about हम किसी भी इवेंट के बारे में लिख दिए, हम इतनी छोटी छोटी बातों के बारे में लिख दिए। No, we give importance only to the major events that had taken place so that it catches our mind and it gets fits into our mind. In the histories that revolve around the life of British governor generals, the activities of Indians simply do not fit. They have no space. If we are reading through our history textbook, we will come to know that when the life of British governor general had been discussed, there is not a single point of Indians, because they have presumed that it does not actually fit for them and they have no other space. What then do we do? Clearly, we need another format for our history. जिसे लिखना था ब्रिटिश हिस्ट्री वो लिखकर चले गए, हम उन्हें पढ़ भी रहे हैं, बट व्हाट अबाउट अस, व्हाट अबाउट आवर ओन हिस्ट्री, व्हाट अबाउट आवर पास्ट पेज, those early human beings? So for that we need a different format. This would mean that the old dates will no longer have the significance they earlier had. A new set of dates will become more important for us to know. So here comes the point that only we are the one who categorize the dates as important. So if we're creating our own history and if we're using the same format for writing our history, not about the viceroys and governor general. Sorry. So if we are writing the history about ourselves, so those particular sets of dates will be categorized as important, but not the old ones. So they will lose their significance over time. Hope it's clear. Now comes the second point. How do we periodize? So there is a story in 1817. James Mill, a Scottish economist and political philosopher, published a massive 3 volume work that was a history of British India. 1817 में जेम्स मिल जो कि एक स्कॉटिश इकोनॉमिस्ट थे और एक साथ ही साथ पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफर भी थे, उन्होंने एक बुक पब्लिश की थी जिसका नाम था अ हिस्ट्री ऑफ ब्रिटिश इंडिया. In this, he divided the Indian history into 3 periods. So in that book, he divided the history into 3 periods. Means it was actually, if we see it would be called that he divided the history according to the 3 religions, that was Hindu, Muslim, and British. And this periodization came to be widely accepted. Can you think of any problem with this way of looking at Indian history? Why do we try and divide history into different periods? हम क्यों हिस्ट्री को अलग अलग पीरियड्स में डिवाइड करते हैं? क्या do we have any problem if the history is divided into different periods? We should not have problem, because if the history is not divided into periods, am I